I'm ready. Are we live?
Yes.
Hi there, Reverend Mike McMorrow, Senior Minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills, California, where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. Granada Hills is in the North San Fernando Valley. In case you're wondering, if you're from out of the area. So if you're ever driving by on the 405 freeway, where the Budweiser plant is, there we are. Not next door, though. All right, so we're going to start by just moving. I've been at the desk all day again today. Tried to get up to O'Melveny, but just didn't happen. Had to settle for walking the dog that does not know how to walk. So my shoulder's like, walk, walk, walk. You know that kind of dog. Yeah. Just a walking the dog. All right, so we got our trunk nice and loosened up here at 7:02 on a Wednesday evening. So what do you say we do some forward folds, forward bends, however you want to call it. And we're going to do it from a chair because I'm presuming that if you are a yogini or yogi, you already know what you need to be doing. So we're going to just work with the breath a little bit. So let's take a deep breath at raising our arms up over our head, keeping the arms in the sockets, and then we're going to tighten the tummy and then exhale down. And just very gently put your hands on your knees if you need to, or reach down if you can, and just feel that gentle stretch. And breathe. Okay, so tightening the belly, taking a breath on the way up. Hands up over the head. Excuse me. I got a cough when I raise my arms. All right, down we go. Tighten the belly. Down we go.
Strange reaction.
Tighten the belly. Breathing on the way up. Hands above the head. Palms facing inward. Eyes upward. Just taking a couple of breaths here. What's that quote? Keep high before me. Exhale. It's a Howard Thurman quote. Keep high before me my something resolve. Okay, up we go. Tighten the belly. And a couple more breaths. And exhale, arms down onto the hips. All right. Let's do some neck rolls. Very gently. Just pick one side and very gently roll them around. Getting all the way down to the front. Gentle pull to the side. Bring your chin as high as you can. Just real gentle. Okay, and then going the other way. And of course we're breathing. And I got something going on in there, folks. So I'm exhaling and releasing that spot. Okay, back to center. Just let the head drop. And then gently lift the chin and take it as high as you can. And lower the chin. And raise the chin. Okay. So those of you working at a computer, how's your neck feel now? I kind of needed that. And let's see if we can roll the shoulders around. So do you notice how this is activating the body? Okay, now let's reverse the rolling. So we're activating the body to prepare it for meditation. And what do you suppose doesn't happen when we do this? All right. Yes, we're less likely to doze off after working all day. All right, so right hand on the hip. We're going to do some side bends. Remember, we're lengthening the side. Left palm facing forward, taking a breath, up we go. Keeping that shoulder in the arm in the shoulder, and then just lengthen that side, look through the armpit or the airport, but the armpit would be better. And then release. And hand on the hip, drop the right hand, palm facing forward, taking a breath on the way up. And feel that stretch, just lengthen that rib. You can lift your waist up off your belt line. Taking a couple breaths, exhale down. Right hand on the hip, drop the left hand, palm forward, taking a breath. Raising the waist off the belt line again. Release. Ooh, I felt a nice little pop on that. Nice little release. Left hand on the hip. Right hand palm facing forward. Up we go. Breathing. Looking through the armpit. Releasing. Okay, let's do some twists up on our feet again. Just feel that twist. All right. Thank you for joining me doing this. I really need this after sitting in front of that computer all day. All right, so
keep fresh before me.
Keep fresh before me. The moments of my high resolve. Dr. Howard Thurman. Yes. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Yes. That dude was a mystic himself. You don't know Dr. Howard Thurman? Treat yourself. Google him. So, yeah.
There's the waterfall.
So I can maintain my dignity, taking my seat. As I keep fresh before me. So, did Howard Thurman do the prophetic gospel? Is that him? The prophetic social gospel? I can't remember. Anyway, there's a lot of good teachers to learn about out there. Howard Thurman's got lots of books, so you can check him out. All right. Welcome back. All right, so again, let's start by taking a deep conscious breath and release. Maybe we can bring the lights down a little bit in the room as we surrender to this eternal now moment, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. That fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this evening. So the first candle we have lit for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here at our center, within our online community, and within our own hearts. And I invite you now to say aloud or to please put silently into the light of our healing candle the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender, I trust in God.
Again, taking a breath and releasing ourselves into that space within. A place that's never been violated in any way, the seat of the soul itself, the dwelling place of the Most High. As we recognize and remember that there is but one thing going on, God and nothing else. It is all power. It is presence. It is intelligence, life. It is the wellspring of love itself. And all that it is in the large, we are in the small. Just as a drop of seawater contains all of the elements of the vast ocean. This is who we are in consciousness. And so we allow ourselves to feel the connection, to feel the love, to feel the assimilation and the expression of love expressing in this moment. So even as we set an intention for this healing meditation, we also share a commitment to allowing whatever it is to transpire to be. That we accept each moment, one breath, one moment at a time. Breathing in, observing and releasing. Having an experience of peaceful abiding by means of this meditation this evening. So having set this intention, we take a breath and release, and feel the release of this word, our own cares and intentions, any concerns we may have. We're just releasing all of them now into that which makes all things so. And in deep gratitude and confidence, we release it knowing it's done. And so it is. Amen. So we're continuing to work in the infinite way. And Mike and I were talking last week, and he goes, wow, when are we going to be done with this book? But when we only do a page or two, it takes a while. And we're just looking for a taste every week, right, to set the tone. And since it is the evening, I think we actually read this last week, but it bears rereading on page 64, the last paragraph. When Goldsmith says, every night we should realize that our rest does not bring to a close God's activity in our experience. Remember, we spoke to that last week. Our rest does not bring to a close God's activity in our experience, but that love is the protecting influence and substance of our rest. Love is the protecting influence and substance of our rest. That consciousness is imparting its ideas to us even in sleep. That principle is the guiding law throughout the night. Nothing from without can enter consciousness to defile, and this truth stands guard at our mental portals to admit only reality and its harmonies. Then Joel says, be a beholder, a witness. Watch the unveiling of the Christ in your consciousness. And he says that there is a constant warfare between the flesh and the spirit, and this will continue as long as we entertain any degree of corporeal sense. The attempt to bring spirit and its laws to bear upon material concepts constitutes this war, and peace can only come when the structural sense of the universe and the corporeal sense of man have been overcome. In other words, we have to release our attachments. Right? So notice how often we try to apply some metaphysical truth to a human problem, and you will discover the reason for the conflict within us. Our goal actually is the attainment of spiritual harmony rather than a continuation in a material sense of existence with more ease or comfort. Now that's an interesting idea, right? When we think about the things that we often do spiritual mind treatment about, it has some sense of ease and comfort in it. And Joel is telling us that we want to look at that. But I like ease and comfort. And isn't ease and comfort also an expression of the divine? Well, this is true. But what he's encouraging us to do is to focus on the spiritual aspect of life and in our practice, and then the ease and comfort is added unto us. In the early days of our search for truth, we probably had no other thought beyond making a sick body well, a poor person more affluent, or changing the sinning man into a moral one. There is no doubt but that in turning to a practitioner or teacher of spiritual consciousness, we seem to achieve this end, and for some time we continued to use, quote unquote, use truth or God to govern our material concept of man and the world. So we're still stuck in the material sense or the corporeal sense. It is only as we continue in our spiritual studies and meditation that we eventually become aware of an inner conflict. We enjoy moments of mountain experiences. We tumble into the valley of uncertainty. We achieve victories and then experience failure. We alternate between apparent good and evil, success and failure, spirituality and mortality, health and illness. This is the inner conflict that becomes evident as the warfare between the flesh and the spirit. And this will only end as we drop the mortal or corporeal sense and achieve the consciousness of spiritual existence. My kingdom is not of this world is the foundation for the building of the new and higher consciousness. The willingness and ability to look away from the human sense of person and thing and perceive the man and universe of God's creating is essential. So we're going to stop there. So this one of the values of meditating, of course, is by learning to still the mind, to focus the mind, we can in fact detach from this material sense of life and create a space, to create space and stillness for which this peaceful abiding can then make itself known. And then remember what he said at the beginning of this reading tonight. And then from this place, right, so then we can in fact give witness to the Spirit expressing on this earth plane because we've experienced a sense of the peace and stillness, the serenity, as well as the joy and spontaneous expression of that and of life. And that is a nice place to hang out. So let's start our meditation tonight. Again, focusing on the breath. Remembering that we are focusing our breath on the movement of the breath in the nostril, then on the upper lip, on the exhale. And then we use whatever sensations in the body to help focus the mind. And you'll see, that particularly if you've had a busy day of rumination, you will see that this practice will still the mind. And if you get hooked by a thought, we just take a deep breath. And on the exhale, just release it and then just return to the practice of observing the breath. That's it. So taking a deep breath together, and we release. And in that release, just feel the body release. And focus on the breath. Breathing easily and naturally. Allowing the tummy to rise and fall. And focus on the exhale of your breath in the nostril. attention gently back into the room, staying with the breath. Imagine with me that at your heart center, the divine spark, a flame of the divine. And with each in-breath now, we are fanning that flame. That this flame is growing in brilliance and radiance. Into a ball of light that illuminates rather than consumes. So with each in-breath, this light is growing and expanding. With each in-breath, this ball expands in the same way we would inflate a balloon. Expanding side to side, front to back, top to bottom. This ball of light now is expanding to beyond the body, torso, side to side, front to back, top to bottom. Breathing in the light of the divine, commingling with the light within, releasing that which no longer serves. This exchange of energy, and on the exhale, the release. And the repeat. Breathing in light. Exhaling love. This field of light and love extending now beyond the body. That we feel our heart opening and connecting with everyone in the room, everyone joining us online, breathing in light. And exhaling love. So we've created now this field of light and love. And into this field in light and love we release any cares and concerns of the flesh, or the healing of the body temple, the release of an old job, the embrace of a new job, of a new love. That we are an open conduit for which creativity can make itself known. For any of these offerings, or even those within the secret chamber of our own heart, we just take a deep breath and release those now into the field, recognizing and knowing that there is but one power, one presence, one source, one life, one light. It is the Alpha, the Omega. It is all that ever was, is, and that to be. That we are one with it. And that in this present moment of expression, we are attuning ourselves to the divine song, that we are releasing any attachment to the ways of this corporeal life and allowing ourselves to be aligned, attuned, expressing as the infinite spirit by means of our life, by means of this body temple. So in this way that we know every atom, every molecule, every cell, every organ, every muscle, every bone, every neuron is aligning with and expressing as a pattern of perfection that is God consciousness expressing. That any sense of discord within the body temple is released. That we breathe, with every breath we breathe in a knowingness of resilience and vitality, of a body temple that continues to be strong, to expel anything like the pattern of perfection of radiant good health. That only radiant good health finds a place within us, and that we expel anything unlike this truth. That our working life is harmonious and productive, that our relationships are open and connected, finding ways of communication and abiding in love. That the creative nature of life finds its way to us and expresses itself easily and effortlessly in thought, in word, in song, or even in the expression of our working life. That we are allowing now the infinite power and presence of the divine to express in, through, and as all aspects of our life. That we release it now, taking a deep breath. We release, and then that exhale, feeling the release of this word, all the cares, concerns, intentions of anyone listening, that we're releasing it to that aspect of the mind of the divine itself, expressing as unconditional love. A love so pure that it appears impersonal as it affects everyone, the just and the unjust alike. This unconditional love expressing as law that knows only to say yes. We release all of it. We feel a sense of deep gratitude for the many blessings in our life, a roof over our head, food in our belly, clean water to drink, spiritual community to come and refresh and replenish ourselves. We're grateful for all of it. And so from this place of gratitude, we just let it all go. Let it all be so. We release this word and acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So if this is your first time visiting us, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed to our little YouTube channel there by hitting the subscribe button. If you hit that bell, you'll get a notification when we are online, which is on Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock and Sunday mornings at 10:30. If you do not have a spiritual community and are kind of thinking maybe it's time to find one, join us, 10:30, check it out. Of course, everybody's online these days, and But we'd be delighted to have you join us. There's a chat feature. If you subscribe, you can meet some folks and even get some prayer treatment work just by asking our practitioner of the day, which is usually Sherry Gideons. She'll be happy to do prayer work with you. So we do have upcoming classes. September's coming, it's right around the corner. Looks like it's going to be online, but maybe it'll be a hybrid class. More will be revealed as we continue to know that the variant is in recession and regression, and we are swimming our way into full and complete opening of life. And so you can also join us here in person on Sundays. I got spot for 20 of you, but you do have to register first. And you can do that by getting to our website, dropping us a line, or if you get our constant contact, all the information is on there. It's super easy, and we'll get you in. So until then, thank you for joining me here this evening. Miss Miriam, always nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you, Michael Carland and Evan in the back. If the sound sounds amazingly good tonight, it's because we have a brand new panel back there. Can you give me a little echo? Yeah, so it can even let my voice echo. Echo. That's kind of freaky. All right. So we'll see you see you Sunday at 10:30. Peace and blessings. Bye now.